nightly business report.
Good evening. Tonight, as the nation is ready to begin repaying restructured sovereign bonds in the upcoming years, the Asian Development Bank has urged Sri Lanka to prioritize export-oriented industry for economic recovery over bailouts. President Kumar Dissanayaka's acceptance of a value-added tax return program for tourism has been hailed by the Sri Lanka Retailers Association as an important step to boost and promote the industry. On the fourth trading day of the week, the market displayed mixed momentum, with the S&P SL20 seeing an increase and the ASPI seeing a decline. And as anticipated, the Federal Reserve kept interest rates unchanged, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell gave investors reassuring remarks, but Wall Street stocks closed the day lower.
From Studio 24, here's Anuradhi Vikramasinghe.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us. The Asian Development Bank has urged Sri Lanka to focus on export-oriented industrialization for economic recovery rather than relying on bailouts as the country prepares to start restructured sovereign bond repayments in the coming years.
ADB Country Director for Sri Lanka Takafumi Kodono called for a structured policy shift to avoid further borrowing and ensure sustainable economic recovery. Drawing inspiration from South Korea's economic success, he emphasized the importance of consistent leadership and policy direction regardless of regime changes. Kodono highlighted how the Korean government and R&D efforts and encouraged private firms to invest both through tax incentives, a strategy Sri Lanka could emulate. Speaking at the Sri Lankan Economic Summit, he stressed that government should actively guide industries, not just provide handouts or bailouts. He pointed out that the targeted industry policies could yield both positive and negative outcomes from a nation. Kodono urged Sri Lanka to adopt a similar approach to South Korea's focusing on a long-term industrial development. His remarks came during a session organized by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka maintained its overnight policy rate at 8% during its first policy meeting of the year, citing confidence that inflation will reach the 5% target by the third quarter. Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe explained that current deflation is largely due to supply-side factors such as cuts in fuel prices and electricity tariffs, which cannot be addressed through monetary policy. He emphasized that monetary policy is more effective in managing demand-side inflation by adjusting interest rates. Responding to concerns about rising food prices not being fully reflected in official indices, Veerasinghe reassured that the indices accurately capture price trends. However, he noted that the larger weighings of electricity and transport in the consumer price index can influence overall direction when prices in those sectors are reduced. The Sri Lanka Retailers Association has praised President Kumar Dissanayaka's approval of a value-added tax refund program for tourism, calling it a vital move to support and strengthen the sector.
The Sri Lanka Retailers Association has welcomed the approval of a value-added tax refund program for tourism by President Kumar Dissanayaka, viewing it as a crucial step to boost the sector. Retail tourism, which contributes approximately 6% of the global travel and tourism sector's GDP, plays a key role in enhancing tourist experiences and increasing foreign exchange earnings. Sri Lanka saw a 12.8% growth in retail tourism GDP between 2010 and 2019, ranking among the fastest growing destinations globally. By introducing a VAT refund program, Sri Lanka aligns itself with top shopping destinations like Singapore, Thailand and Dubai, where tax-free shopping incentives have attracted high-value tourists. This initiative is expected to support the country's tourism revenue target of $8 billion by 2030. Retail tourism is projected to become a $1 billion industry in Sri Lanka, benefiting key sectors such as luxury goods, branded fashion, electronics and gems. SLRA President Charitha Subasinghe expressed the association's commitment to working with the government to ensure the successful implementation of the initiative.
Digitalization, automation and integrated logistics are essential for positioning the Port of Colombo as a top-performing hub in South Asia and the Indian Ocean. This is according to Colombo West International Terminal CEO Munish Kanwar. He highlighted that the Adani-led West Container Terminal, set to launch soon, will strengthen the port's position as a key transshipment hub in the region. Kanwar also emphasized the need for further initiatives to tackle congestion, which has worsened in recent times. The expansion expansion at the port will allow for handling larger vessels, more cargo and reduce congestion, driving greater efficiency. He stressed that efficiency is a crucial factor for shipping lines who are increasingly prioritizing streamlined operations. The ongoing improvements are set to enhance the Port of Colombo's competitiveness and appeal to global shipping operators. Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. The market showed mixed momentum on the fourth trading day of the week, with the ASPI experiencing a downward trend while the S&P SL20 saw an upward movement. For further insights on this, we speak with Manusha Kandanarachi from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you. The Colombo Bourse experienced a volatile trading session similar to yesterday. The all-share price index was at a standstill, reporting a mere 2-point drop, closing at 70,115. Furthermore, high net worth and retail participation dipped relative to the previous trading session as well. Brown's Investments, Royal Ceramics, Mailstar Corporation, LOLC Finance and Haley's emerged as the top positive contributors to the index. Sentiment around specific stocks in the construction sector showed a notable uptick as well. The turnover stood at LKR 7.4 billion, marking a 0.7% increase from the monthly average of 7.3 billion as well. The capital goods sector was the most significant contributor to the overall turnover, with a 53% share attributed to increased level of foreign selling reported in John Keel's holdings. The banking and food, beverage and tobacco sectors jointly contributed 20% of the overall turnover. Meanwhile, top three gainers of the day were Convenience Food Lanka, Crisworld and Kahavatta Plantation, and top losers of the day were SMB Finance, Nation Lanka Finance and Ceylon Printers.
The secondary bond market saw yields drop yesterday, fueled by strong demand following the Treasury bill auction. Increased trading activity and aggressive buying led to a reduction in rates across the yield curve. For further insights, we speak with Anjali Matthews from First Capital Holdings.
Today's bond auction saw increased levels of demand and buying interest on both the 2029 and 2033 maturities, which were fully subscribed to as the Central Bank of Sri Lanka raised a total of Rs 40 billion, yielding full acceptance across both maturities. So the 2029 maturity was fully subscribed to, where Rs 25 billion was accepted, and the total bids offered were Rs 25 billion. The 15-12-29 bond closed at a weighted average yield rate of 10.73%. And additionally, the 2033 maturity was also fully accepted, with Rs 15 billion being accepted from the total offered amount of Rs 15 billion. The 1/6/2033 bond closed at a weighted average yield rate of 11.47%. And additionally, yesterday's secondary market yield curve saw high activity amidst moderate trading volumes, as some buying interest emerged following the T-bill auction that was held yesterday. Notable trades were amongst the 2027, 2028, 2029, and 2030 maturities.
Gold prices edged higher today, buoyed by a softer dollar as investors closely monitored US President Donald Trump's tariff plans and awaited a key inflation report for further clues on monetary policy. Spot gold rose 0.4% to $2,770.45 per ounce, while US gold futures gained 0.6%, reaching $2,785.10. The premium over spot rate stood at $14. Investors are now looking ahead to the US personal consumption expenditures price index report due Friday to gauge the inflation outlook. The Federal Reserve held interest rates steady yesterday, with Chair Jerome Powell signaling no immediate rate cuts until inflation and job data warrant it. While bullion is seen as a hedge against inflation, higher interest rates can reduce its appeal due to its non-yielding nature. Oil prices remain largely unchanged today as markets anticipated potential tariffs by U.S. President Donald Trump on Mexico and Canada, the two largest crude oil suppliers to the U.S., and awaited a meeting of OPEC Plus producers. Brent crude futures fell 0.09% to $76.51 per barrel, while U.S. crude futures rose slightly by 0.03% to $72.64. U.S. crude futures had settled at their lowest price of the year yesterday. Trump is still set to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico on Saturday, according to White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt. Trump's nominee for Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick stated that the tariffs could be avoided if Canada and Mexico take swift action to close their borders to fentanyl, while also addressing China's progress in artificial intelligence. The Sri Lankan rupee appreciated further against the US dollar today compared to yesterday. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, both the buying and selling rates of the US dollar have decreased. Let's now take a closer look at how the Sri Lankan rupee is performing against other major global currencies. Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. NDB Bank has officially launched TradeLink, a groundbreaking banking digital solution poised to transform supply chain finance in Sri Lanka.
NDB Bank launched TradeLink, a groundbreaking digital solution set to revolutionize supply chain finance in Sri Lanka at an exclusive event attended by over 100 business customers. The event highlighted the bank's commitment to advancing innovative financial solutions and empower business across the country. Mr. Takafumi Kadono, Country Director of the Asian Development Bank, emphasized the global importance of closing the trade finance gap and supporting small and medium enterprises. Ms. Aparna Soni, Relationship Manager at the Asian Development Bank, discussed how solutions like TradeLink can drive sustainable growth and enhance financial inclusion. TradeLink is a significant step in NDB's mission to reshape the future of banking by addressing liquidity changes and offering innovative tools to businesses. NDB Bank, Sri Lanka's fourth largest listed commercial bank, was recently recognized with multiple accolades, including Sri Lanka's Best Bank for Corporate at the Euromoney Awards. The bank continues to strengthen its position with the NDB Group, a leader in banking and capital market services.
Toyota Motor Corp maintained its position as the world's top automaker for the fifth consecutive year, while China's rapidly expanding BYD Co. surpassed Honda and Nissan in vehicle sales for the first time.
Toyota Motor Corp, including its subsidiaries Daihatsu Motor Co. and Hino Motors Limited, sold 10.82 million units in 2024, a 3.7% decrease from the previous year. Despite this dip, strong demand for hybrid vehicles helped maintain high sales levels. In comparison, German rival Volkswagen AG sold 9.03 million cars during the same period. China's BYD Co. saw significant growth, selling 4.27 million vehicles and surpassing Honda and Nissan in global sales. Toyota's domestic sales dropped by 13.8% to 1.44 million units, partly due to a vehicle certification scandal in Japan that briefly halted production of some models. However, Toyota's North American sales rose by 4.3% to 2.73 million cars, while European sales grew 3.6% to 1.17 million units. Sales in China, however, fell by 6.9% amid intense price competition.
Asset Line Finance Limited has announced flexible and customized financing solutions for customers interested in purchasing the brand new Bajaj Pulsar N160. These financing options come with competitive interest rates and flexible repayment terms tailored to individual needs. Additionally, every new buyer will receive a free helmet with their Bajaj Pulsar N160 purchase. The motorcycle, introduced by David Perez Motor Company Limited, offers advanced features like dual-channel ABS, a bifunctional LED headlight, and a sleek modern design. The new Pulsar N160 marks a significant milestone in Sri Lanka's local value addition program. With a nationwide network of 58 branches, ASPI ensures that customers across Sri Lanka can easily access financing options for the Pulsar N160. Halo Holidays has been awarded the Gold Award by the British Travel Awards as the best travel company for Southeast Asia. This recognition underscores the company's commitment to providing exceptional travel experiences that prioritize convenience, service, and personalized care. With global affiliations, Halo Holidays offers competitive pricing, exclusive deals, and ensures clients receive the best rates and products available. The British Travel Awards, the largest consumer-voted travel awards in the UK, saw over 12 million votes cast this year. Among thousands of votes, Halo Holidays emerged as the top choice in the Best Travel Company for Southeast Asia category. This achievement highlights the company's high service standards and exceptional customer satisfaction. McLaren's Group, a leading name in Sri Lanka's maritime industry, celebrated its 75th anniversary, marking a milestone in its journey of vision, growth, and excellence.
McLaren's Group, founded by Scottish entrepreneur John Duncan McLaren in 1935, recently marked its 75th anniversary, celebrating a remarkable journey and growth and innovation. The milestone reflects not only the company's achievements, but also its resilience, collaboration, and vision. From its maritime roots to its evolution into a multi-industry powerhouse, McLaren's has consistently set new standards across various sectors. Today, the company proudly represents global brands including Fortune 500 companies like ExxonMobil and 3M. McLaren's has been instrumental in Sri Lanka's economic growth, attracting foreign investment and creating numerous job opportunities. The company also pioneered in ship supply market off the port to Galle, which continues to be a major source of foreign income to the industry. The group's continued success highlights its commitment to innovation, excellence, and its contribution to the nation's development.
Brown's Agriculture has introduced two groundbreaking products, the TAFE Dynatrack tractor and the Brown's Sumo rice mill. The Dynatrack tractor, powered by a Simpson engine, offers exceptional fuel efficiency and profitability, with advanced features like a super shuttle lever and a 12x12 gear system for versatility across various terrains. Its lifting capacity of up to 2 tons, supported by Dynalift hydraulics, ensures efficient attachment handling. Innovations such as the dual diaphragm clutch system, ultra-planetary drive technology, and portal-type front axle enhance the tractor's durability. The Quadra PTO system allows compatibility with a wide range of farming implements. These additions highlight Brown's Agriculture's commitment to providing complete agricultural solutions that improve productivity and meet market demands. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Asian share markets rose in light trading today, with many regions on holiday for the Lunar New Year. The US dollar held steady after the Federal Reserve signaled a pause in policy easing, and the yen strengthened against rivals including the dollar, as Japan's central bank is expected to continue raising interest rates. Despite the stronger yen, Japanese shares saw small gains, with the Nikkei closing slightly higher. Meanwhile, Australia's stock benchmark reached a record high. Investors are cautiously optimistic about global economic recovery, though regional holidays limited market activity. Stocks on Wall Street ended lower as the Federal Reserve held interest rates steady as expected, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell offered soothing comments to investors.
U.S. stocks ended lower on Wednesday, but off their lows of the day after the Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged. The Dow dipped about 0.3%, while the S&P 500 and NASDAQ each shed roughly 0.5%. The indexes paired losses after Fed Chair Jerome Powell said monetary policy was, quote, well-positioned for the challenges at hand. Technology shares were the biggest drag on the S&P 500, with Nvidia down more than 4% and Microsoft also finishing lower. The losses came 2 days after Chinese startup DeepSeek's AI model sparked a massive tech sell-off. Reporting after the close, Meta Platforms said fourth quarter revenue beat Wall Street expectations, but predicted sales in the current first quarter may not meet forecasts, sending mixed signals about how bets on pricey AI-powered tools are paying off. Its shares, up slightly at the close, rose further in extended trading. Shares of Tesla, which ended down more than 2%, also climbed after hours despite quarterly profit and revenue falling short of Wall Street expectations. The EV maker, however, said it was on track to roll out new cheaper models in the first half of 2025. And Levi Strauss forecasts annual profit well below analyst estimates, sending its shares down more than 7% in extended trading.
Microsoft and Meta reported weaker than expected forecasts as investors worry about big spending, elusive artificial intelligence revenue, and slowing digital advertising sales.
Tech giants Microsoft and Meta failed to impress the market on Wednesday as both companies delivered glum outlooks. Microsoft reported slower than expected growth in its crucial Azure cloud business and gave a forecast for the unit that also fell short of market expectations. Though the Windows maker did beat estimates for overall quarterly revenue, the wary outlook sent its shares down over 4% in extended trading. Investors are now demanding results from the hundreds of billions of dollars that Wall Street heavyweights. Meta Platforms forecast first quarter revenue that could fall below Wall Street estimates on Wednesday. That may raise questions about whether pricey AI-powered tools are struggling to attract additional digital ad dollars to its social media platforms. The company predicted quarterly revenue between $39.5 billion and $41.8 billion, with only the very top end of that range above analyst estimates. That's according to data compiled by LSEG. Slower digital advertising sales at Meta, responsible for the overwhelming share of its revenue, suggested a possible sector-wide weakening as brands brace for proposed US policies that could destabilize the global economy. The weak outlook also raises fresh spending questions for Meta, which relies on its core social media ads business to cover costs associated with its AI ambitions and investments in metaverse technologies.
But that's all from us here on the Nightly Business Report for today. We'll see you again tomorrow with the latest updates across the business globe. Until then, I'm Anuradhi Vikramasinghe. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night.